Hey all my Pokemon and Pokemon Go fans out there! Welcome back to another Pokemon Go Trainer Alectric's video. And for today, we're going to be predicting the future, or this is, of course, another segment called Alectric Predicts. And what exactly we're predicting? Well, more Pokemon coming, of course. And we're going to be going over Pokemon Go's 7th anniversary cover art that will help us predict what is going to be coming in to Pokemon Go. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also don't forget to leave your comments down below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to also click that notification bell and share this video with your friends. Also don't forget to check out my socials down in the description box below. So now without further ado, let's get on with this video. Alright, so let's take a look at what this cover art is going to give us. But let's go over what Pokemon that we have discovered and what we haven't discovered but will be released soon. Some returning Pokemon, we have Pikachu, we have Mega Charizard X, we do see a Snorlax with a nightcap on, but that's going to be available during the Catching Some Z's event, which I will describe in another video. We also see Murkrow and Honchkrow, we also see Altaria and Alola Ninetales battling out on a screen. We see Gimmighoul and Goldengo. We also see Zora in here, and we see Carpink and Kecleon. Some Pokemon that are in but haven't been released yet. We have Mega Tyranitar. We also have Mega Rayquaza, which is coming for Go Fest of 2023. And we also have Diancie, also coming Go Fest of 2023. But we do have some other new Pokemon that are also coming in to Pokemon Go. The first one, of course, that we do see is a Gen 6 Pokemon that has yet to make a debut. And that Gen 6 Pokemon is Zygarde. We have Zygarde in its 10% form. Now, interesting thing about Zygarde is that in the main games, in order to get its 50% and its complete form, you'd have to collect a certain amount of cells in order to get it in those forms. Henceforth, this is probably why Zygarde wasn't released yet into Pokemon Go, but I'm guessing it's possible that we will be getting this Pokemon soon with a new feature that's going to be coming in. Would it have to be related to the cells? I guess it's possible. So that's actually kind of interesting just to check out. Like Zygarde coming in soon, I'd be really hyped for that. It's not one of my fan favorites, but it is a really cool Pokemon to have. Alright, now let's move on to some Gen 7 Pokemon, because there are some big Pokemon that have been teased before. First one that does come to mind is Mimikyu. Now, Mimikyu is an interesting Pokemon. Mimikyu we have seen in the 6th-year anniversary cover art, and this is the second time that it's appearing again in an anniversary cover art. My first original thought was that, oh, we're finally getting Mimikyu for Halloween of 2022. Fortunately, that didn't really happen. We didn't get Mimikyu during Halloween of 2022. We only got Shiny Noibat and some other ghostly Pokemon, along with Shiny Galarian Mask, and Zora also was in the debut, and we even got costumes Vulpix, Ninetales, Pumpkaboo, Gourgeist, and costume Gengar. That's basically it though, from Halloween of 2022. But could we see this Pokemon for Halloween 2023? It's likely possible. This Pokemon does fit well for a Halloween event. I actually would love to see Mimikyu debuting for a Halloween event into Pokemon Go. Like, that would be really awesome. But who knows exactly if we're going to be getting that. Another big tease, and this is actually interesting, is Naganadel, Poiple's evolution. This Pokemon is actually an Ultra Beast. And the thing is, Naganadel was actually teased in a video. This was after the Season of Light had ended. Or this was probably after the Ultra Beast event ended back in November of 2022. It teased that we were going to be getting more Ultra Beasts very soon. Poiple and Naganadel were also teased at that time, along with Stakataka, Blacephalon, and Necrozma. Maybe Poiple and Naganadel will be appearing for the next season, because we're not done with Gen 7 yet. Plus we still got some other Gen 4 and Gen 6 Pokemon to make their debuts. Although for Gen 4, it's mostly just Rotom forms, Manaphy, Phione, and Arceus. And then there's some other Gen 6 Pokemon that have yet to make their debuts as well. But we're still not done with Gen 7 yet, because we still got some more Pokemon from Gen 7 that have yet to been released. As far as starter Pokemon go, you won't be seeing the Galar starters of Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble in this art piece. And that's a little disappointing because I was actually expecting to see those Pokemon in. But we did see some other Gen 8 Pokemon making their debuts. Let's take a look into that. So the first Pokemon from Gen 8 that I do want to discuss is Alcremie. Now this is actually very interesting. Alcremie was teased in Datamine text that it was going to be coming for a certain event. We don't know what that event is, but with Alcremie debuting, it's actually kind of interesting. In the main game of Sword and Shield, you have to evolve your Milcery into Alcremie by holding a certain item or certain variety of items depending on what form you want to get, and then you spin around as many times and then it will evolve into Alcremie. Henceforth the reason why I don't think it's in Pokemon Go yet because of that evolution, because there are some Pokemon that have unique ways of evolving. Like some require items, Inkay requires your phone to be upside down, some Pokemon will evolve during the day, some Pokemon will evolve during the night. You would have to have certain friendship levels in order to evolve your Pokemon. But yeah, Alcremie has a different way of evolving. So now I wonder how that's going to work. I guess we'll have to find out as soon as it gets a release into Pokemon Go. Another Gen 8 I do want to go into discussing is Corviknight. Corviknight is the last and final evolution form of Rookidee. And Corviknight making a debut is actually pretty exciting. I'm actually looking forward to this Pokemon coming in. Who knows exactly when it's going to come in, but I am looking forward to it. And if you notice a little pink Pokemon that was also on Goldengo's surfboard, that is a Gen 8 Pokemon also. And that Pokemon is Hatenna. Yes, Hatenna is going to be making a debut. But when exactly? Also, will the Galar starters be making their debut along with these Gen 8 Pokemon? Well, obviously yes, they have to make a debut since we are missing some Gen 8 Pokemon in Pokemon Go. But seeing Hatenna in there, that's actually really awesome. I'm actually looking forward to getting that one. When I played Pokemon Sword, that was the one fairy type that I did use. I used Sylveon in Shield, however, but I loved Hatterene so much in Pokemon Sword. I also used it again in Violet, which I was really happy for. Which I really liked, because it was a really good Pokemon. Alright, now before we head into a big piece of the puzzle that I want to discuss, there are some Hisuian forms that I do want to talk about firsthand. So let's take a look at what Hisuian Pokemon are going to be coming in. The first one that we do see that's riding on Corviknight is a Hisuian Lilligant. Now, there were rumors speculating that Hisuian Lilligant was going to be getting a raid day. I'm not sure if that's entirely true or not, although I would like to see that happening. But Hisuian Lilligant does look like it's going to be making a debut into Pokemon Go. That's not the only Hisuian Pokemon that we did see, however. We also saw Hisuian Goodra, one of the other good Hisuian Pokemon also coming in. This is actually kind of exciting because I really like Hisuian Goodra. It's a dragon/steel type in its Hisuian form. So, could Hisuian Sliggoo have a raid day? And then we would evolve our Hisuian Sliggoo into a Hisuian Goodra? It's a possibility. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen for that day, although I would like to see this Pokemon making a debut for a raid day, just like Hisuian Lilligant. Alright, now let's move on into the final piece of the puzzle. And this is the big part of it. And that of course being the Paldea starters. Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxly. It seems like these three Pokemon are going to be coming soon into Pokemon Go. But the question is, when? And are we going to have a Gen 8 season before we move into the Gen 9 season? It's likely possible that we're going to have to do Gen 8 first before we move on into Gen 9. Are both generations going to be making their debut on the same day? It's an interesting question. We haven't had any new Pokemon in a long time from Gen 8 or Gen 9. And the only Gen 9 Pokemon that we do have available is Gimmighoul and Goldengo. So, it's possible now we're moving forward into getting some Gen 9 Pokemon, along with some Gen 8. And the Paldea starters are the biggest tease of them all. There's also one other big tease that we have also, and that's Paldean Wooper. Paldean Wooper is, of course, another new Pokemon that's likely going to be making its debut into Pokemon Go. Who knows when? Probably around the time when Gen 9 starts to roll out. I'm actually looking forward to some of the Gen 9 Pokemon coming in, like Tinkaton. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to Fuecoco appearing, and I'm also looking forward to Lechonk appearing, because I just love the name. I'm sorry, Lechonk's just a funny name. But there are some really good Pokemon from Gen 9 that I can't wait to see coming into Pokemon Go. So, there was a lot to discuss in there. There was a lot of Pokemon that I think we have never seen before that would make their debut. That's a lot to talk about for the future. Like, I think that's really interesting just to see. So, now the question is, when are they going to appear? That's the question that I would like to know. It's when they're going to appear and how they're going to appear. But I'm sure we'll discuss that later on, probably maybe by the next season when it gets announced. Anyways though, that's pretty much it for this prediction video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on to the next video. Goodbye everybody!